Under the UNCIP resolution of 13th August 1948, the ceasefire came into effect from the 1st of January 1949. According to the terms of the agreement, a ceasefire line was to be delineated, which the troops of neither country would violate. Thereafter, Pakistan was to withdraw all troops, tribesmen and Pakistani nationals from the areas of occupation. And then finally, India was to withdraw the bulk of her forces, and a plebiscite was to have been held to ascertain the wishes of the people. Pakistan sidestepped the real issues pertaining to its troop withdrawal and began harping on the plebiscite issue. What was even more appalling, it went ahead and ceded large areas of territory under its control to China in 1963. 17 years later, under the cover of Mujahids and Razakars, Pakistan launched the Gibraltar Force into Kashmir. As the fighting intensified in Kashmir, India widened the theatre of operations to include the Punjab, where Indian troops could lean on Lahore. A UN-sponsored ceasefire on the 23rd of September saw Pakistan without 1,528 square kilometers of territory in both Kashmir and Punjab. Almost all the hard-fought areas taken were handed back to Pakistan in the hope that the spirit of amity would create lasting peace in the subcontinent. And the old, hardened attitudes were firmly back in place. Within 6 years, with the outbreak of the Bangladesh War, the guns were booming again. In Jammu and Kashmir, along with the rest of the western sector, a posture of offensive defense was to be maintained. Heavy fighting once again in Cham and Poonch saw the Pakistani expending considerable effort in these sectors. With the fall of Dhaka, the fighting in Kashmir came to an end shortly thereafter. In this scenario of kidnappings, extortion, rape and murder, the Indian security forces were forced to move in. The Indian approach of saturating the region with troops meant the response was quantitative, with the emphasis on using minimum force levels. Fighting an enemy who could strike anytime, anywhere, and from behind the ranks of your own people, the gradual wearing down of terrorist activity was achieved at a tremendous cost of human lives. True to form, Pakistan was using almost every trick in the book to turn the Kargil situation into a major victory, even resorting to open nuclear blackmail. The Indian Navy, in a move to preempt surprise at sea, deployed offensively by conducting a major tactical exercise which stretched up to the Gulf. The message was clear. This aggressive posture acted as a major deterrent to further escalation of the Kargil conflict. Despite the provocation of torture and mutilation, the build-up was systematic. Guns were deployed across a large area, targets were registered, and then it was in the hands of the infantry soldier to deliver against major odds. Fighting here involved a stiff climb through windswept barren slopes, almost all of it covered by Pakistani guns. Well sighted and extremely well dug in, the Mujahideen, who weren't real Mujahids but regular Pakistani soldiers, waited for the Indians to close the gap.
Number 3, fire!
Toluling, .5140, Three Pimples, Tiger Hill, .4700, all were household names by the end of June. India's obsession with Pakistan exists only in the Pakistani mind, whereas Pakistan's obsession with Kashmir is a living reality. Constantly playing the game of brinkmanship, probing and provoking, Pakistan's actions are often a victim of their own propaganda. In the immediate aftermath of the Kargil conflict, Pakistan needs to first acknowledge its dead, and then with them, it must bury the lies and half-truths which it has fed the world and itself for more than half a century.